Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, everyone. I hope all are well. My name is Bedr Al-Dehani, a grade 12 student here at Canadian Bilingual School, and I am delighted to be your host for the fourth event of StellarTalks. Today's topic is working together for a sustainable future. Sustainability is the concept of meeting present generation's needs without jeopardizing the future generation's needs and their ability to succumb to their needs. Now that we've defined sustainability, you might wonder to yourself, why do we need it in Kuwait? Why is it crucial for Kuwait? Well, there are many reasons. However, I will give you some. First of all, we have environmental conservation, economic diversification, and climate change mitigation, and last but not least, adaptation. Keeping today's topic in mind, and without any further ado, I would like to welcome our esteemed guest, Ms. Sana Al-Ghamlas, founder of Omnia Kuwait, to this wonderful student-led event. Have you all heard about Omnia? I'm sure some of you must have seen their boxes around Kuwait. We at Canadian Bilingual School have one right outside school campus. Omnia is a non-profit organization. It's an innovative system that aims to inculcate the conduct of sorting plastic waste from the source. It does this to raise awareness in our beloved state of Kuwait. I would like to also give a warm welcome to our stellar panelists and also our moderator. And also, I would like to welcome our esteemed guests today. Firstly, we have Ms. Mahat Turkate, Chairman of Canadian Bilingual School. Ms. Stephanie Matthew Thomas, Head of Sustainability and Strategic Growth. Our platinum sponsor, CEO of AM Holding, Mrs. Esma El-Dbais. Principals and students of invited schools, Creative Children International School, Pakistan English School, Aspire Indian International School, Dana Universal School, Harvard Bilingual School, and last but not least, Risala Bilingual School. And of course, our principals, Ms. Jihan Hassan and Mr. Edmund Nunes. Also, the well-known video creator and influencer, Mr. Muhammad Al-Dhafiri, Mr. Fahad Al-Ramdan, our media partner of Jarida News, parents, staff, and students of Canadian Bilingual School. And now, to commence today's occasion, let's begin with a recitation of the Holy Quran by Jasim Saad from grade 6, followed by the Kuwait National Anthem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم صدق الله العظيم.
Please rise for the Kuwait National Anthem. StellarTalks was started by us as a school community, as a CSR initiative, welcoming people from every discipline and culture to engage with us about their ideas and also to share their knowledge and to spark conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the fourth edition of StellarTalks with a welcome address by Ms. Stephanie Matthew Thomas, Head of Sustainability and Strategic Growth at Stellar Education.
Thank you, brother. Good morning, members of the audience. It is my distinct pleasure to address you at this year's StellarTalks, a platform where students raise their voices in a panel discussion with industry experts and share their thoughts on pressing topics around the world. StellarTalks combines the famous TED Talks and Stellar Education, our growing education group. It shows our commitment to a sustainable future through responsible action. I would like to share with you the remarkable initiatives Stellar Education has taken forward through sustainability. Stellar Education owns 6 schools in the state of Kuwait, one of which is the prestigious Canadian Bilingual School, where sustainability is not just a concept, but a way of life. CBS is a jewel in our portfolio, and our journey towards sustainability is an inspiring work in progress. As head sustainability for Stellar Education, I am proud of our progress and satisfied with the journey we've taken. Our commitment to sustainability is more than just a corporate goal. It's the guiding principle firmly rooted to our education philosophy. We have 3 core goals, and the second one places value on social and environmental responsibility at group level. This commitment drives us to have discussions and act at all levels of our organization across our schools, involving everyone in our school community. And on such an occasion as this, we invite you to our conversation on working together for a sustainable future. Earlier this year, we began working toward EcoSchool's Green Flag Accreditation Program, introduced to us by the wonderful Kuwait Water Association in association with the Private Schools Union of Kuwait. Our CBS Green Team, now 8 students strong, works on recycling, energy conservation, and greenery on campus. Partnerships with Omnia and EnviroServe have strengthened our paper and plastic recycling efforts. We've also found ways to reduce energy consumption and enhance green spaces for beauty and promoting well-being. In a recent chemistry project, I am pleased to share our students made biodegradable plastic, earning a spot in the top 3 at an inter-school competition. Also, our creative design team created sustainable fashion wear from recycled and upcycled material, proudly showcased by our KG student models. During today's panel, let's be respectful toward our fellow students and not distract their train of thought in any way as they present their independent views and opinions on stage. Please take a moment to quietly reflect on ideas shared today and the responsibilities we share for positive environmental change. Despite being non-native English speakers, our students have developed a wealth of knowledge through their own research and reading. They are now confident in public speaking. I appreciate their enthusiasm and wish them all the very best for an exciting discussion today. As we did last year, we are honored once again to have our exceptional special students from our sister school, Creative Children International School, as ushers today. Their presence serves as a reminder of our commitment to inclusivity and sustainability as a cause that unites us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Stephanie, for your deep insight into today's topic. Today, we at StellarTalks will have a panel discussion to enlighten our audience on the topic, working together for a sustainable future. Let me begin today's discussion with a famous quote by Mr. Mahatma Gandhi. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greeds. This famous quote by Mr. Mahatma Gandhi underscores the idea that Earth has the capacity to help us with our essential needs, but excessive and unsustainable consumption of it will only lead us to ecological and social disasters. It serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of practicing sustainability in our beloved state of Kuwait. Now, I'd like to invite Asma Al-Jid'i and Ibtissam Ghadanfar of grade 10 and Day Al-Farhan of grade 9 to throw more light on today's topic.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. What about
Are
you?
you okay? It looks like you're dying.
The heat, I tell you, this global warming needs to end.
What do you mean, global warming? We live in Kuwait. It's a desert. It's always hot here.
Did you know that 2 years ago Kuwait recorded the world record of 60 degrees? And that is not because we live in a desert, it's because of global warming. The world is slowly cooking.
Well, it looks like you're slowly cooking.
I'm serious though, Asma. Kuwait needs to find more sustainable practices.
I suppose. You know, talking about that, I was in the Netherlands the other day. You should totally check out my pictures
Get
on
to the point, Asma.
Okay. Anyways, I saw that they were using wind turbines to create electricity. I wonder if we have enough wind for that here.
I wish we had more wind so I could stop fanning myself.
Oh, and in South Africa, they make plastic bricks out of recycled materials to make structures like boardwalks.
Well, speaking of which, what color is the plastic bin again?
Apparently, it's whatever colors your pockets are.
Yeah, I should educate myself more about that. But joke's on you, sister. No more long showers.
What do you mean long? I only shower for 10 minutes.
And that is not a sustainable practice. It's down to 3 minutes now.
And what, use a timer?
Naturally.
This is quite a bit to take in. I need more information about that.
Did you know that CBS is hosting the StellarTalks event today? Wanna join me?
Yeah, why not? But you're picking me up.
Sure. Oh, wait. There's Ray. Hi.
What are you up to?
What do you know about sustainability?
Well, it's crucial to protect our planet's resources, address climate change, reduce waste, and create a better quality of life for all.
Oh my goodness. You're like our very own Google Fact search.
Well, I'm sure you don't know how it's linked to climate change.
Let me think. Sustainability is closely linked to climate change mitigation, and sustainable practices help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and minimize the impact of climate change.
I literally have no words.
Successful initiatives from around the world include renewable energy projects, sustainable agriculture practices, conservation efforts, and green building standards.
Okay, enough of this bragging. Let's get going. Lay, do you want to join us?
Sure, let's go.
As I was saying, we were talking about the...
Wow, that was nice. Asma, Day, and Ibtissam. And of course, you're welcome to attend our event. Now, let us get into the main event, our panel discussion. I now would like to let you know that our panelists for today's discussion are Umar Khalid, Mish'al Al-Jid'i, Sami Khalifa, Salim Mansour, and of course, to steer the panel discussion, we have our deputy head boy, Dari Farhan. I now would like to request our esteemed guest, Ms. Sana Al-Ghamlas, to join our panelists onto the stage.
Thanks, Badr. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. Welcome to all of you in the room and also those of you joining us online. I'm going to continue on our topic theme, working together for a sustainable future. This panel is focused on 3 key areas of sustainability, which are recycling, solar energy, and last but not least, how Kuwait oil companies are contributing to sustainability. So this is going to be sort of like a little appetizer. We're not going to get into everything in a tremendous amount of depth. Please feel free to follow up with our panelists afterwards. It's an honor having an expert with us today in the field of sustainability, Ms. Sana Al-Ghamlas.
It's an honor to be here with you guys, and I really appreciate your kind invitation.
If you'd allow me to, I would like to ask our panelists a question, which is, what do you believe is the single most critical action or change that individuals, businesses, and governments must prioritize in order to advance sustainability on a global scale, and why? I will now start off with Umar Khalid and Sami Khalifa. to tell us what they have in mind.
So, did you know that every year millions of tons of plastic waste end up in our oceans, harming marine life and ecosystems? So imagine a world where we can reduce waste, conserve resources, and protect our environment. This is the world of recycling. In today's world where environmental concerns are more critical than ever, recycling is a simple yet impactful way we can all contribute to a sustainable future. Recycling helps reduce landfill waste, conserves natural resources, lower greenhouse gas emissions, and creates jobs in our communities.
I agree with you, Omar. Recycling is an essential practice that we should support to reduce waste, conserve resources, and protect the environment.
I understand the importance of recycling, but I have some reservations. Firstly, the recycling process itself can be resource intensive and energy consuming. So is it really worth it?
It is true that recycling does need energy, but it's somewhat less than processing raw materials.
That's true. However, what about the issue of contamination? Many people don't know what can and can't be recycled, which leads to contamination and makes recycling less efficient.
Contamination is a problem, but it can be addressed through better labeling and education and better infrastructure.
Okay, that's true. But what about the environmental impact of collecting and transporting recyclables? You know, those trucks emit carbon emissions too.
Well, it is true that transporting and collecting recyclables does emit carbon emissions, but it's often less than the impacts of recycling.
That's true. But let's talk about the economics of recycling. Some argue that it's not cost effective and that it's often cheaper to produce new products from raw materials.
That may be true in some cases, but the long-term environmental impacts of recycling should not be ignored.
Okay, that's true. You've made some fair points. Consider me convinced about the environmental benefits. Thank you.
So, Umar and Sami think for us to start recycling, we need to have a competitive advantage and we need to know more about the process and how it can contribute to a better environment. My next question is for our esteemed guest for today, Ms. Sana Al-Ghamlas. Ms. Sana, do you have any comments about what Umar and Sami just said?
Oh, I have a lot of comments actually. First of all, recycling is only a part of the sustainability environment that we're looking for in Kuwait. It has two main effects. One of them is it will help in at least reducing the waste that we're dumping, and it's not a landfill, it's a dumpster that you're using. And I don't know if you guys know the history of these quote landfills that we have. We used to have 18 landfills all across Kuwait. 15 of them are closed now. We only have 3. So, and all these 15 were actually under certain residential areas, because Kuwait is expanding and we need all the area that we need. So first of all, at least segregating the plastic from the source, okay, will minimize the waste that we're dumping, one. Second, you guys too were talking about the contamination. Contamination of material can be actually solved if we do the segregation from the source, not from the landfill. So we'd have a cleaner plastic that we can recycle, minimize the plastic that we can burn, okay, because again, if we burn it in an incinerator, it will give us energy if that was done in the right way. That kind of energy that we can use, okay, could be heat or electricity. So it's a source of energy. Third, you were guys talking about the transportation and the emissions of the trucks, okay? Why do you think that this is the only truck? We are actually moving general waste and heavier weight, okay, all around. So we're having more emissions than just plastic in a compactor. Okay, so the matter of emission is actually there. Either we segregated or we didn't segregate. Let me add one point when we talked about the recycled plastic. Everything in our life have some way plastic in it. Either we agree or disagree, like it or don't like it, we have plastic in it. Talking about CO2 emission, if you use virgin plastic in whatever industry you're making, you would be emitting about 6 kilos of carbon per kilo of plastic, okay? But if you used recycled materials, you would be using 2.5 only. You will be emitting only 2.5 kilos of carbon if you use the recycled plastic, because it needs less energy. And the recycling process doesn't need a lot of energy because the temperature needed doesn't go above 250 to 300. As if you compare it with glass, for instance, you would need over 1,000 degrees. One. Second, transportation of glass, which is heavier, it will take much more emissions than the plastic. So I'm not defending the plastic here, but according to my long experience with plastic, since I was actually working in a factory where we used to produce plastic food packaging, this is the most environmental friendly material if you use it right. So I always say plastic is not the enemy, the abuse of plastic is the enemy. Segregate it from the source, treat it well, and you can use it and you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Thank you, Mr. Moving on to another area of sustainability, which Khalifa will be touching on, is solar energy.
Thank you, Dari. Well, the sun is an everlasting source of power, and in a land as sun-kissed as Kuwait, it holds the key to a brighter, more sustainable future. So let's harness the sun. Today, we gather here to explore a transformative and abundant source of energy, the sun. In a world increasingly focused on sustainability and reducing our carbon footprint, harnessing the power of the sun, especially here in Kuwait, presents an opportunity we cannot afford to ignore. As the global community grapples with climate change and finite fossil fuel resources, the importance of transitioning to renewable sources cannot be overstated. Renewable energy is clean, abundant, offers a sustainable solution to our energy need. Together, we can harness the power of the sun. Kuwait is uniquely positioned on this journey with its abundant sunshine. This nation is blessed with one of the world's highest level of solar radiance. Our skies are a valuable resource, offering an extraordinary opportunity to harness solar energy on a grand scale. However, while the potential is immense, we must also address the challenges from infrastructure to policy that are hardest to overcome. But we'll see as these challenges are surmountable and opportunities are equally significant. The shifts towards solar energy in Kuwait offers a sustainable solution to our energy. It offers a multitude of benefits. It helps combat air pollution, provides economic opportunities through job creation and innovation. It's an investment through our future generation. As we embark on this journey towards a sustainable and energy-independent Kuwait, remember that each step counts. Together, we can harness the power of the sun and illuminate a greener, more sustainable future for our beloved country. Moving on to my friend Dari.
I completely agree, Khalifa. We would like to hear Ms. Sana's opinion about using solar energy in Kuwait.
Of course, solar energy is one of the best ways to produce energy. As you all know, we are an oil country, so it's easier for us to use oil to produce electricity. But the most, let's say, sustainable and efficient environmentally is the solar energy. It needs space. It needs a big space, so you can have all the panels that can produce. But we here have one problem. I think it can be fixed. The consumption of electricity in Kuwait is very high. especially that we depend a lot on air conditions, and because we're living in a very hot weather. So how much electricity you should produce, and what is the space that is needed, and what is the actual storing, let's say, device, okay, like a battery or something to store this electricity, and then actually re-gear it back to the consumer. That's a big system, which is Kuwait not ready for now. But I love the initiatives. I love the idea. I wish someday that we will depend on the solar energy, and I would love to see some, at least individual businesses, to start with that and implement that in their own buildings. Although it will be on a minimum scale, it will not cover the AC heavy load, but at least lighting and other stuff, that would be very nice to see. And there are some places that are using actually that. And this is a very important step for sustainability in Kuwait.
Thank you, Ms. Sana. Moving on to another area of sustainability is how oil and gas companies in Kuwait are contributing to sustainability with Mish'al and Salim.
Thank you, Dari. Kuwait oil and gas companies have taken steps to contribute to sustainability in recent years. While the journey towards sustainability is still ongoing, here are some ways in which these companies have started making a difference. Kuwait oil and gas giants are investing in renewable energy. Just look at the Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, KPC. They're putting their money into wind and solar projects to reduce the nation's reliance on fossil fuel.
Oh, I've actually heard of something similar. Besides renewable energy, they're looking at economic diversification too. The idea is to explore non-oil sectors like petrochemicals and downstream industries to break away from solely relying on oil revenues. This promotes long-term economic sustainability.
That sounds interesting. Speaking of progress, Kuwait's also begun technological advancements. Kuwait oil and gas companies are investing in advanced technologies to boost efficiency and reduce environmental impact. They're also adopting best drilling and production technologies to
to reduce like the nation's reliance on inferior machinery, you could say. And also research and development is extremely important too. These companies are putting money into research and development projects to explore cleaner technologies and more sustainable practices for the industry.
True, and they're on a mission for carbon emission reduction. Think energy efficiency and adopting cleaner technologies to make their operations eco-friendlier.
Oh, you mean energy efficiency measures? Exactly. They're rolling out programs to trim down on energy consumption and associated emissions.
True, absolutely. And don't forget about environmental management and monitoring. Kuwait are keeping a close eye on their environmental management practices and trying their best to reduce any negative effects.
Plus, they're playing by the rules. They're complying with environmental standards and international environmental standards.
Nice. And emission reporting is gaining traction too. Kuwait oil and gas companies are starting to open their greenhouse gas emissions, making their operations accountable and transparent.
Before we finish, here's a fun fact. Carbon capture and storage, also known as CCS, is gaining traction too. The idea is to capture and store carbon emissions from oil and gas operations. Now, while progress is being made, it's important to note that in transition to sustainability is an ongoing process and challenges remain. The Kuwaiti government, in collaboration with the private sector, continues trying to find more comprehensive sustainability initiatives and practices. Over to you, Tari.
Thank you, Mish'al and Salim. Ms. Sana, what do you think about these companies' contributions? And also, could you enlighten us in your initiative in Kuwait and how it has developed over the years?
Okay. Thank you, Dari. Thank you all for what you said. It was well thought and studied. As for the oil sector has been going on, and you know it's the major income and source of income for Kuwait. We have to work with it, but we have to work with it in the right way to minimize the emissions and all that. And actually, as you guys said, that oil sector companies are working to at least minimize the emissions as much as possible. But let me add to this. Equit, one of the oil sector companies, actually a strategic sponsor for Omnia, and with that they're trying to actually offset the emissions that they are doing, okay, which they have to do it, at least the minimum of it, and they are a strategic sponsor for Omnia. They are helping Omnia. We are working with them to develop the application and do all that. So oil sector is trying, oil sector companies are trying, and we really highly appreciate what they're doing. But eventually, producing oil would take some emissions that we cannot ignore or actually get rid of. Now, if we're going to go back to our initiative, as you said, Bari. Okay. Our initiative, we started to think that we have a lot of plastic around and we have to do something about it, so we decided to actually recycle the PET plastic. We had a factory, but unfortunately we had to close it down. We closed it down, and it was the first in the region, in the Gulf region, to produce hot washed flakes and PET flakes. And we had to shut it down because there is no enough plastic supply, post-consumer plastic supply or collected plastic, because we don't have regulations to actually enforce segregation from the source, nor the incentive for that. So people would do it, but not actually do it willingly or continuously, okay? But good enough, and this is something I have to say and appreciate the community in Kuwait, that they made us run the factory for about 2 years. We exported all our hot washed flakes to Europe with a high-grade product that was exported 100% to Europe. And when we go abroad and we talk in conferences about how did we collect that, and when I say that it's out of the good and actually knowledge of the good people of Kuwait, that they collected that much plastic, they cannot believe us, because they have laws and they don't collect as much in that way, because they have to give an incentive. So I really highly appreciate what everybody did, let's say the first 4 or 5 years of Omnia's life. But when we closed down the factory, we had a collection system was going on. So everybody came to us and said, don't close the collection system, because people are already getting to know the system, and we start creating the culture of segregation from the source. So we came back. We came back in 2023, March 2023, with a new concept, non-profit company, okay, collection system, new application, which is the advantage of the younger age, coming on board and helping in doing the application. We found out that we're behind. We have been working for so long, so we're a bit behind technologically. So you guys, or the new generation, created the application. With the application, we can have the data of how much plastic is collected, more accurate data, 1. 2, we started the incentive program by actually creating points, okay? So people can redeem these points for certain services in return. So, and this way is been worked on in all the world, Okay, so we're not reinventing the wheel, we're creating something related to our culture, because waste management in general, I hope you know that, is culture related. So you cannot take anything from abroad and say this can be applicable to Kuwait. No. Okay? We have to create our own culture, our own system, our own thing. And I would like to here to actually say that the application downloads since March is about 12,000 downloads in a short time. I think it's good. I don't know, you guys know better about applications and downloads, but I think it's good. Soon enough, hopefully in the beginning of next year, the rewarding system would be implemented, and companies, and here we're talking about the private sector initiatives that are joining Omnia, either by the loyalty program, giving back rewards for the plastic donated by public, or being a sponsor for Omnia, since we are a non-profit company. And just I want to say one last thing. As Badr said, Mr. Badr said, Mr. Mahatma Gandhi said, we use Mahatma Gandhi a lot, and we believe in him as a person, and as he said, make the change you want to see in the world. So if and when you want to make a change, you have to start it. You have to start it with yourself. That's why our slogan is Be the Change. And we count a lot on the younger generation that will be developing a new concept, a new culture. And honestly speaking, I have to say, my generation is very sorry to bring you all the mess that you are in, but I believe you guys can fix it. So thank you very much, guys. Any more questions?
No. Thank you, Mr. Sana. To conclude, our discussion pointed out the importance of sustainability practices in Kuwait. Moving forward, our host, Badr al-Dihani, will take over.
Thank you, Tari. This was great. I'm sure this panel discussion did bring some deep insight into the powerful topic of sustainability. Sustainability is a topic that has been trending in Kuwait, and more importantly, towards the world also. It's not something that just affects Kuwait. It affects Earth as a whole. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back as we present some of CBS's efforts to bring sustainability into the school over the past year, and through our emerging student-led green team, chemistry projects to create biodegradable waste, and a wrap-up by our kindergartners wearing sustainable fashion wear that has been designed and made by our student-led creative design team.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Create less waste, throw less things away. Use things again and again. Good what you finish will become something new. Reduce, reuse, recycle is what we must do. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Ask yourself, do I need to buy something new? Ask yourself, can I use this in a different way? Ask yourself, could this material become something else? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Plastic, paper, cardboard, wood, metal, textiles, stone and glass, aluminium, bricks and wires, compost, copper, steel and brass, plastic, bottles, old tin cans, garden waste and magazines, old sweet wrap.
Now, it gives me great joy to welcome our esteemed platinum sponsor for today's event, Mrs. Asma Ad-Dbais, CEO of AAM Holding, to speak about her vision for implementing sustainable activities in Kuwait. However, Mr. Muhammad Khalid of AM Holding will speak on our behalf today. Mr. Muhammad Khalid, take over, please.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبعد. بادئا ذي بدء أبدأ حديثي معكم بقول القائل: الناس من جهة الأصل أكفاء، أبوهم آدم والأم حواء، فإن يكن لهم نسب يفاخرون به فالطين والماء، فما الفخر إلا لأهل العلم إنهم على الهدى لمن استهدى أدلاء، وقدر كل امرئ ما كان يحسنه، والجاهلون لأهل العلم أعداء، ففز بعلم تعش به حيا أبدا، الناس موتى وأهل العلم أحياء. أتشرف اليوم بالوقوف أمام سيادتكم في ساحة العلم ممثلا عن شركة ام القابضة والمدير التنفيذي لها سيدة الأعمال السيدة أسماء الدبيس، ويطيب لي الحديث أمام سيادتكم عن الشركة الراعية لهذا الحفل الطيب، شركة ام القابضة، دعما منها للتقدم العلمي وأبنائنا الطلاب والأنشطة الطلابية بمختلف أنواعها، حيث تم تأسيس الشركة القابضة في غضون عام 2018، وتعددت أنشطتها التجارية والاستثمارية والصناعية والزراعية، سعيا منها للمشاركة في نمو عجلة التنمية الاقتصادية لا سيما التنمية الزراعية، حيث سعت الشركة القابضة سعيا حثيثا في إنشاء شركة ام للخضروات والفواكه ممثلة في مزرعة بيتي، رغبة منها في المضي قدما مع سياسة الدولة في تحقيق التنمية المستدامة وتحقيق وتوفير أمننا الغذائي الذي يعد شريان حياة لنا، وتمشيا مع توجيهات الدولة في الحفاظ على البيئة الزراعية وزراعة أكبر قدر ممكن من المسطحات الخضراء التي تعد الرئة الثالثة لنا، مع الاعتماد على الأسمدة العضوية لحصول المستهلك على منتجات غذائية آمنة وصحية، فضلا على إثراء السوق الكويتي بالمنتجات الحيوانية المحلية التي تتربى وتنمو على أعلاف ونباتات صحية غير ملوثة للبيئة. وفي الختام ستقوم الشركة الراعية لهذا الحفل بتوزيع بعض من المنتجات الخاصة بمزارعها، مزرعة بيتي مزرعة كويتية وبأيدي كويتية، نتشرف بالتوزيع على سيادتكم، ومن ذاق عرف، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you very much, Ms. Asma, and thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Khalid. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Jihan Hassan onto the stage, and also I would like to invite Ms. Sarah to take over.
Thank you, Badr. It's been a fantastic day with an incredible interchange of ideas and opinions. I kindly request Ms. Maha Turkate to join Ms. Jihan on stage to felicitate our chief guest. Thank you, Ms. Sana and Ms. Maha. You may join the audience now. Ms. Jihan, kindly stay back. I'd now like to invite Ms. Asmat Beis on stage. Ms. Razan Hamad, please join on stage too. Thank you, Ms. Asma. Ms. Razan, please stay on stage. Next, I would like to invite from Al Jarida newspaper, our media coverage for today, Mr. Fahd Ramadan on stage. Thank you, Mr. Fahd. Thank you, Ms. Razan. Finally, I'd like to request Ms. Stephanie Matthew Thomas to join on stage to felicitate our dear Stellar students. Our CBS Stellar students, Badr Dihani, Jasmine Saad, ابتسام الجدعي، ابتسام غضنفر, sorry for this. أسماء الجدعي، ضايل فرحان، داري الفرحان، عمر خالد، خليفة عادل، مشعل الجدعي. سامي خليفة. سالم منصور. Thank you, CBS students. You can now go to your seats. Thank you, CBS students. You can now go to your seats. I would like to invite our CCIS Stellar students. Ghala Haroun. Sara Al-Nizi. منيرة العجمي. and زهرة محمود. Thank you, Ms. Tiffany. Thank you, Ms. Jan. Before we move to our vote of thanks, I would like firstly to thank Ms. Sana for being with us here today. I would like to thank our esteemed principals and my dear students. I'd like to share my immense gratitude for the trust and opportunity you have given to me. Your faith in my capabilities has been both an honor and a challenge. To my incredible students, your dedication and hard work have been so inspiring. The countless rehearsals, after-school commitments, and unwavering support have shaped this moment. I'm thrilled and humbled by the journey that led us here today. I cannot express enough how much I have grown through this experience by the challenge and responsibility you have entrusted in me. Your support has been my guiding light and the collective effort extended by each and every one of you. You are the reason we stand here today, united and accomplished. Today marks not just an event, but a culmination of our shared determination, perseverance, and unity together. Thank you for shaping this incredible journey with me. Now, our high school principal, Ms. Jihan Hassan, will present today's vote of thanks. Ms. Jihan, kindly step forward to the podium.
I cannot be more proud. Cannot be. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of this extraordinary event, StellarTalks, I stand before you with a heart full of gratitude and admiration for the remarkable individuals who have made today's gathering a resounding success. First and foremost, I extend my deepest appreciation to Mrs. Stephanie Matthew, whose visionary leadership and unwavering dedication sparked the inception of StellarTalks. Mrs. Matthew, your commitment to enhancing our students' ability to articulate and discuss their ideas and opinions has left an indelible mark on our school community. A heartfelt thank you goes to the student panelists whose diligent preparation and insightful contributions have made today's discussions engaging and thought-provoking. Your commitment to intellectual exploration is truly commendable, and you are the embodiment of ideals we strive to instill in our students. Our gratitude, of course, extends to our distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Sana Al-Ghumlas, for her profound insights and tireless work in the field of sustainability. Your presence has enriched our understanding and inspired us to be more conscious stewards of our environment. I would like to express appreciation to the esteemed guests who graced us with their presence, including the chairman of the school, Mrs. Mahal Turkate, operations manager, Mrs. Rosemary Matthew, event sponsor, Mrs. Asmal Dubais, parent association members, and panelists' parents. It's an honor to have our guests for tonight, and amongst those are esteemed principals from other schools. Special note of gratitude extended to our media partner, Mr. Fahd Ramadan, for his consistent support of CBS activities and special events. Your dedication to showcasing and promoting our initiatives is truly appreciated. I would like to name principals who graced us with their presence today and acknowledge their time being taken from their busy schedules, and as a school principal, I understand how difficult that is. Special thanks to Ms. Gitika of AIIS, Ms. Sanobar of PES, Ms. Karima of CCIS, Ms. Sadiya of DUSK, Ms. Dua and Ms. Huda Al-Adli of Harvard, Mrs. Asma Lubbed from Risala Bilingual School. Your presence is a testament to the collaborative spirit that makes events like StellarTalks so enriching. Another principal who's not just a principal attending today, because she was a former colleague, Ms. Charmaine Graves. Your presence says a lot, coming back to your homeland, CBS. Thank you for being here. A special mention and heartfelt thanks go to CCIS School and Admin for their continued collaboration with CBS StellarTalks, marking the second successful partnership. Your commitment to working together for the betterment of our students is truly appreciated. The event wouldn't have reached this spectacular level without the immaculate guidance of our teacher mentors, Ms. Sarah, Ms. Lauren, and Ms. Roxanne, and of course, Ms. Stephanie, Ms. Sana Kazi, and Ms. Hasina as well. I would also like to express my gratitude to the teams that worked tirelessly on sustainability at CBS. Green Flag team led by Ms. Abir, Student Council team led by Ms. Lama, Creative Design team led by Ms. Toka and Ms. Elza, Chemistry competition team led by Ms. Roxana. Excuse me. Your dedication to sustainable practices and academic excellence is commendable. Let us not forget the unsung heroes behind the scenes, our IT staff, Shiva, maintenance team, Mr. Prakash, Vivek, and Sunny, I cannot also forget Ms. Noor and Ms. Dima, our PR team, our teachers, Ms. Maya and Ms. Zainab, along with Ms. Melody for the amazing decoration. Teachers on duty outside, early years department, your collective hard work, creativity, and dedication have been instrumental in bringing this event to light. Your efforts has not gone unnoticed. Excuse me. And we are deeply grateful for your contributions. To Ms. Noha, managing our reception, and the support staff, thank you for your tireless efforts in ensuring the smooth flow of the event. Your hard work has created a positive, welcoming atmosphere for everyone involved. In conclusion, StellarTalks has been a celebration of ideas, collaboration, and pursuit of knowledge. As we carry the spirit of this event forward, let us continue to foster a community where ideas flourish and dialogues thrive. Thank you for being an integral part of this momentous occasion. Thank you.
Well, this brings StellarTalks to an end. A special thanks to our panelists and all to our guests and students from different schools for being part of today's fantastic event. We now request Stellar staff, students, and all principals to come here in order to take the photographs. Our dear guests, you can enjoy taking photos at our photo booth outside. After the event, CBS Stellar students, please come to the physics labs before you move to your class. Thank you so much for being with us today.